Okay, so Erev Yom Kippur, we have few mitzvot that obligated to Erev Yom Kippur. This year I'm talking about Friday morning. Anyone know what's so important on Erev Yom Kippur? There's few important mitzvot that we should do. So the first mitzvah that we obligated to do, Rabotai, and you have to remember that, and that's the most important thing, that we obligated to eat and to drink. Obligated, Rabotai. When I say obligated, people obligated to eat and drink as much as they can this coming Friday. Not only that, that Talmidei Chachamim that study Torah all day, Hazal tell us that they're allowed to study less as long as they eat and they drink. From here we see how much that mitzvah, how important that mitzvah. Because usually we say, Talmud Torah keneged kulam. That means that studying of Torah is the highest level, that everyone obligated to do it. But when it's come to Erev Yom Kippur, everyone obligated to eat and to drink. That's number one. We're going to explain why. We're going to get to it. We're going to go through the Gemarot. I'm going to explain through the Gemarot why is it so important. Then we bring the opinion of Hazal, what Hazal say about it. Also, the other thing that we also not allowed to do on Erev Yom Kippur, lit'anot. There is a custom that when there is a yortzeit, the son, the brother, the children usually fast on that day. If that's the yortzeit of their parents, their relative, they fast. On Erev Yom Kippur, we're not allowed to fast. The second thing is kaparot. Everyone know what is kaparot?
Yes.
Baruch Hashem.
Chicken.
Okay, there's two minhagim on it. We'll see. So according to Philip, it's chicken. It's not so simple, the chicken. We'll see where is that minhag come. This minhag of the kaparot, to take a chicken and to turn it around the head 3 times. Okay? And while you're doing it, you have to say, Zo kaparati, zo halifati. You know what I'm saying? This minhag originally been mentioned in Shut HaGeonim. Shut Ravai Gaon mentioned it, he bring it. Rabbi Notrai Gaon also bringing it. And later on it's moved to the Achronim that speak about it, the Ramban, Rabbi Moshe ben Nachmani, the Rashba speak about it, he bringing this minhag. And then the Achronim. Achronim was the Maran Bet Yosef bringing it, you can see it in the Mishnah Berurah, also the Rabbi Moshe Isserlich, the Rama bringing it. And they tell us that there is this minhag. Although today, the most common kaparot to do, no, please sit here. If you don't mind, I can see you, I love to see you. Today, the most common thing to do kaparot is with money. Before we get to the value, we'll explain why. In the olden days, they used to do kaparot with the chicken, and they used to take a shohet, and it used to be a lot of stress, Erev Yom Kippur, to start shechting. And if the shohet is not 100% know how to check his knife, and there is a little bit of a thing, all of that shechita is psula, and then we have a problem. Therefore, they tell us to avoid all of that, do it with money. Who's still doing it today? The Sfaradim have a minhag to do it. The Hasidim have a minhag to do it, the Hasidim. Most of the Hasidut do it. Nachon?
They do it at the Torah Academy on Friday.
That's Hasidim, that's Hasidim, that's Hasidut. We're not speaking only about Hasidei Chabad or Hasidei Breslev. The Hasidim in general, they do it. And why they do it dafka with an animal, or with a chicken, let's be specific. That when you see that chicken turn around your head, and then you see how they're doing the shechita, you should imagine, has v'shalom, what should be our punishment. And with that, we're going to do repentance. That's the only reason. So the main reason is that today it's most common to bring money and to put it and to give it to aniyim or to put it in a pushka that later on it will reach to people that need. The main reason is, like we explained, that Erev Yom Kippur there is so much stress, and the shohet so much in stress to finish that he doesn't have a chance. Because during the day, from the morning to the evening, it's just stress. So Hazal said to us today, our sages also say to us today, rather, if you can do it, and that's what the Maran in the Shulchan Aruch Pasken, that you can do it with guilt. Now the value, what is the value? What is the value? You can't take one rain and give. So you have to understand, when you give, you have to give something that value to a meal. And I mentioned it the other day. What is the value of a meal? It's at least 20 rand. You can buy a pie for 20 rand. I think that one pie will fill up a normal individual. So if it costs 20 rand, you take 20 rand per head. What does it mean per head? Per person. Everyone understand so far before I move? Okay? So if the member of the family, let's say the father and the wife, that means the husband and the wife too, they have 3 kids, together they have to put 100 rand. You do it individually, at least 20 rand. You want to do 50 rand, it's even better because this money going for tzedakah. You put 50 rand or 20 rand at least over a head of a person. That's an average meal today. I don't know what what is the price of a normal shawarma? How much is a chicken shawarma or chicken? Anyone have any idea? Just quick. 100 rand for shawarma?
No.
Sorry? 50? Sorry? Okay, so at least 50 rand. Let's put it 50 rand because 20 rand sounds to be a bit more shvach. You know what I'm saying? You can't give. It's nish gefelach. You know, that's tzedakah. And we say tzedakah tatzil mimavet. If you can give at least 50 rand a head, nothing wrong with that. Okay. Then we have one more important thing that we have to remember, that this mitzvah, that eating, even a person, listen to that, Rabotai, that not obligated to eat on Yom Kippur. That means that he got a permission from a doctor that he's not allowed to fast, still obligated to eat and to drink Erev Yom Kippur. Do you understand that? How important that mitzvah? Okay, on Erev Yom Kippur, there is a custom not to do any melacha, not to work, or if you're obligated to go and work, you do it as much less that you can, to work as short as you can. That's Erev Yom Kippur. And the last one that I want to speak about, minhag. Now this is a minhag. It's not a mitzvah. There is no use to go and fight over it. It's a minhag to go to the mikveh. Everyone know what is at the mikveh, no?
Yeah.
Okay. People think that it's an obligation to go to the mikveh. No. It's not an obligation, it's not a mitzvah, it's minhag hasidut. And what's happening if a person can't? For some reason he feels that he can't get to... anyway, how many of you gone Erev Yom Kippur to a mikveh? It looks like a mud bath, some of them. Unfortunately. Do you know? So, a person that can't go there, Menahem, you're laughing. I saw them, you know, in the past I have to clean some of those mikvaot, you know. I've done the cleaning, to refilling, to make sure that it's, and all Erev Yom Kippur, when we all stress, I used to clean them up to make sure that they're ready for the ladies to come after the men. And I saw how it looked after that. It wasn't nice. So, and it happened once that I saw a man and he said to me, I came to dunk, but look at that water. I looked at him, I didn't have nothing to say. It happened, you know, there's hundreds of people walking to one small little pool. Okay. So, why am I saying not to fight? One year, a person came half an hour later after we allowed the men to come into the mikveh, because we use a ladies' mikveh, and we closed it. Half an hour after. And we already start to empty. We put all the machine to empty the water, to pump it. We have to make sure there's no mayim zohalim, to dry it, everything. We have to clean it. So, Motzei Yom Kippur, the lady already can use it. We have to heat the water. You must understand, it wasn't simple. And the guy started performing and screaming and shouting. like his life depending on it. You're not obligated. There's no mitzvah, deoraita, to go to the mikvah. It's a minhag. If a person can't, for all different reasons, like I brought, if he feels not comfortable to go there, whatever the case is, he can stand after, underneath the shower, okay? And you have to realize that, or value, that at least 12.5 liters of water pouring on him. That means tish'a kabim. 12.5 liters, and it's make no difference, cold or hot water, as long that he feel that it's been poured 12.5 liters. 12.5 liters, it's really not a lot. For those that understand value, it's nothing. A small bucket, it's already 9 liters. So just to value 9, and so 12.5 liters, that's tish'a kabim. Those the minhagim of Erev Yom Kippur. There is more, but I don't want to get into it. I want to move on to Yom Kippur. Yom Kippur, anyone know? It's Yud Tishrei, nachon? Nachon. The question becomes, now I'm going to go back to what we say. Why are we obligated to eat so much on Erev Yom Kippur? And I'm going to link it to Yom Kippur for us to understand. The Torah tells us in Sefer Vayikra, chapter 23, like this: "Ve'initem et nafshotechem betish'a lachodesh ba'erev." That means that on the 9th of Tishrei, okay, you're obligated to fast. Doesn't make sense, nachon? Norman? You heard that yesterday, remember? So how come that the Torah tells us on the 9th, we know it's Yud, it's 10. So to understand that, you have to go to the Gemara. The Gemara in Masechet Brachot, Daf Het Amud Bet, and the Gemara tells us from that pasuk in Sefer Vayikra, we're learning that a person, listen to that eat Erev Yom Kippur on the 9th of Tishrei and fast on Yom Kippur, listen what Hazal say, that כל האוכל ושותה מעלה עליו הכתוב כאילו צם תשיעי ועשירי. That means that he fasts 2 days. That if we eat on Erev Yom Kippur this Friday and we fast Saturday, it's considered to us like we fasted 2 days. Do you understand it? So the Mefarshim ask why. There's many explanations. I'm going to bring two quick two. You wanted to ask something? No? So the Mefarshim explain why do we obligated to eat. So the Hazal bring one opinion, like if a king have a son and you know that the next morning he need to go for a treatment and you're not allowed to eat in the morning if they need to count his blood. If there is a problem with that, you're not allowed to eat from the morning. Therefore, you should eat before to be strong so you can fast. The other opinion say, no, it's exactly the opposite. When you eat too much, it's very difficult. You find the fast very difficult. There's two different opinions. But the most important thing is that we're obligated to eat. Okay, so we say that the Tefillah, we explain all the halachot so far. Now I'm going to start with Leil Kippur. Leil Kippur, it's Kippur night when we're starting. Okay, in Kippur night, if you look at the Mahzor, I don't know how many of you read through the Mahzor, and I would recommend to everyone just look at it. We start with something very interesting. Before we start Kol Nidre, we say, Or zaru alay tzadik u'liyisher lev simcha. And immediately after that, we say something very interesting. Kam Rabbi Shimon Salik, we say a special thing in Aramaic that Rabbi Shimon tell us to say. Kam Rabbi Shimon. What it mean, Kam Rabbi Shimon? Rabbi Shimon stood up. And it's all in Aramaic. Just before we start Kol Nidre. Hazal explained to us that the main reason to it, and this comes on the Gemara Masechet Baba Batra, why we say that portion in Aramaic. The Gemara said it, the story become about Rabbi Hanina בר חמה. רבי חנינא בר חמה, one day was walking, it said, היה מהלך במדבר. What it means במדבר? In a place that there is no people. ושמע בת קול אומרת. And he hear a voice saying. What it was saying, the Gemara tell us there. According to the Gemara said that he heard the voice that saying like this. אוי לי שנדרתי, ועכשיו שנדרתי, מי יתיר לי את נדרי? That means that he hear a voice that's saying, I took on myself a vow. Now that I took on myself this vow, who's going to do the announcement of the vow for me? He didn't understand the voice. When he entered the Bet HaMidrash, the Gemara tells us that he told the story to Hachamim, to the sages. And Hachamim said to him, if you would say 3 times, Mufar lecha, Mufar lecha, Mufar lecha, the Mashiach would come. What it means, Mufar lecha? Anyone understand what does it mean? That if you would say Mufar, that you remember we do Erev Rosh Hashanah and Erev Yom Kippur, the announcement of the vow. Remember? So he should say Mufar lecha. That means everything is okay. You do like he said to Akadosh Baruch Hu. Hazal explained to him that if you would say it 3 times, the Mashiach would come. Why? Because if you have the zchut, the merit to hear that, Akadosh Baruch Hu wants you to do for him the annulment of the vow. So what is the connection? Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai told us that we should say it in Aramaic dafka. Dafka in a time, when do we say it? Just before Kol Nidre. What is Kol Nidre? Did you ask yourself what Kol Nidre mean? What does Kol Nidre mean? Kol Nidre. All different vowel. Nachon? All different vowel. So he said, Dafka Kadosh, Hazal tell us Dafka to do it then. Why? That we should say that pasuk, this verse from the Zohar, that we should have in mind that the same like HaKadosh Baruch Hu took us and took on himself to put us in the diaspora, and he wants someone to do for him the announcement of the vow. And if we say that, we give in HaKadosh Baruch Hu petach to forgive all our sins. And dafka Erev Yom Kippur. Later on we say, בישיבה של מעלה ובישיבה של מטה ועל דעת המקום. I'm going to explain that. I'm going to get to that also. What it means בישיבה של מעלה? Did you ask yourself what it means בישיבה של מעלה? בישיבה של מעלה? בישיבה של מעלה it means an authority of the court, the highly court of heaven. בישיבה של מעלה. Why do we say that? Why do we mention the court of the highly court of heaven? Did you ask yourself what's the connection? So I see the explanation that Hazal bring that, and I brought a special thing that's Rabbi Haim Palaji. Rabbi Haim Palaji wrote a book Moed Lekol Hai. We brought his history. He born in Izmir. You remember we mentioned that. Rabbi Haim Palaji said in his book, when we say B'yeshiva shel Ma'ala, when we say that, if a human being have eyes to see, they would see that the angel up of heaven coming down to earth and sitting on top of the Echal HaKodesh, on top of the ark. And they davening for us that we should have a blessed year. So we see that we're getting extra force from heaven to come and help us. B'yeshiva shel mata, with the authority of the court of the earthly. What does that mean? So the Gemara in Masechet Kritut, Daf Vav Amud Bet, that means the Gemara in Kritut, Vav, page 2, tell us something like this. כל תענית שאין בה מפושעי ישראל אינה תענית. That means that if there is a ta'anit, like we have in Yom Kippur, that's considered as a ta'anit, and פושעי ישראל, that means that people that do averot, that make sin. If they don't join us on that ta'anit, HaKadosh Baruch Hu doesn't accept it. אינה תענית. Can you believe it? Why do we need those people that sin to come with us? Did you ask yourself? Anyone have any idea? Sorry? Kol Israel Aravim ze laze, exactly. And so
maybe the merits of all the people who didn't sin so much will help the people who sinned.
okay. All what you say is perfect. But let me explain it to you. You know about the spices that the Kohen Gadol used to bring on Yom Kippurim, you remember? Only on Yom Kippur he used to bring the special spices, נכון? What was among those 11 סממנים, amongst those 11? Anyone remember? The Helbona. The Helbona, her sting was so bad that Hazal tell us, if we wouldn't put that bad smell into it, why do we need a bad smell? Rather leave all good smell. No. You need the bad smell because HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants you to understand. Kol Israel Aravim laze. Ze laze. That means bring also those that doesn't know. Bring those ones that so far, from far away, that doesn't understand nothing about Yiddishkeit. Bring them with you. And your tefillot and their tefillot together will come in the front of the Almighty like the spices with a good smell. B'yeshiva shel mata. That means to us that we obligated to bring with us a person or people that you know that they sin and explain to them how important is it. And זה יצא על דעת המקום. In a thought of the Almighty. What's the connection? To understand that, I at the beginning couldn't understand that, but to understand that, I read a book that the Mekubalim wrote, and I couldn't understand because I'm not a Mekubal, but I needed to understand, so I gone to sources, and on one of the sources, one of the Rabbonim explained it, and he explained like this, that all year around, we davening to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu given us Yom Kippur, and we see what's the most important thing on Yom Kippur, that he given us a chance, that on Yom Kippur, that we all going to gather together, and we daven, and we have a chance to fix all of those tefillot that we didn't daven with kavana all year around on Yom Kippur. Al da'at hamakom. That if you focus on Yom Kippur with the davening, you can actually fix all the tefillot that you wasn't mekaven all year around. And who can say that he was mekaven all year? How many of us can say? So that's al da'at hamakom. Let's move on. We said that there is very important thing. Anyone know what's the most important thing on Yom Kippur? Sorry? Not to eat. Okay. Sorry? That's it. The confession. The vidui. HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants us to do a confession. He given us a chance to have another year, a special day that we'll do confession. You know how many confession we do on Yom Kippur? 10. Who said 10? Shukra. On Yom Kippur we do 10 confession. Did you know that? No. 10 confession we do on Yom Kippur. And what is the most important thing that we have to be mekaven? When you do the vidui, the confession, you have to think very simple thing about all the sin that you remember from the day that you're born to that day, all the sins that you've done. And even if you don't remember, there's many sins that we done and we don't remember, nachon? You agree with it? Or you don't want to remember, but you remind yourself. But even if you don't remember, you take on yourself, our sages tell us, think about from the day of the creation of the world until today. That HaKadosh Baruch Hu forgive, please forgive for all my sin from the day that of the creation. That's about the vidui. And why is it so important? Why is it so important, the vidui? Anyone have any idea? Why is it so important? I almost jumped to that. So the Radak. Anyone heard about the Radak? Radak wrote, you hear about it? Shukra. The Radak, by the way, before I carry on, Rabbi David Kimhi. Rabbi David Kimhi, born 854 years ago, he born in France. And he wrote a commentary on Enoch. And in his commentary about the Vidui, he explained that the most important thing when we do the Vidui, that we have to have this thought that we ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu to forgive all our sin, to become closer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Why? Because we're going to regret what we done. We ask him to forgive. So if he's going to forgive us, we ask to become closer to him. Now I'm going to get to Kol Nidre. And we're going to explain what Kol Nidre. Kol Nidre. Anyone have any idea why we say Kol Nidre before I start in Aramaic?
That's the last chance you've got to
Number one, language of Aramaic. There's a lot of Hebrew. B'yeshiva shel Ma'ala, it's in Hebrew.
Maybe that's what everybody understood when it was written.
No, you took that idea. That's the idea that about the Agada. You remember we spoke about it. Halachman, yeah. Why did they say it? No. Here's a bit different. We said, yeah, sure.
Malachim can't understand Aramaic.
That's it. Yes. So if they don't understand Aramaic, very good. But why? Why we say it in we're saying it especially in Aramaic, so the angels, we'll see which angel is that. We don't want them to understand, but why? What is Kol Nidre? Kol Nidre we're mentioning about all the vow that we took on ourselves. And we said, Dafka in Aramaic, that the angel that we created from our sin, so that's what we call it, not the nice friends, they stopping all the prosperity from coming down, and they standing in the front of HaKadosh Baruch Hu and saying, listen, you want to give that guy life? He done this sin, he done that sin. How can you give him anything? So we're saying it in a different language that they wouldn't understand, that we're referring to all the sins that we done, all the vow that we took on ourselves, and we ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu to forgive us. And that, again, remember, that's mitzvah ben adam lamakom. Yom HaKippurim mechaper, that means that the Yom Kippur only mechaper about the sin between us and the Almighty. But ben adam lahavero, that means between us to our fellow friend, Yom HaKippurim eno mechaper. What does it mean? That if you're not going to go and ask your friend for forgiveness, Yom HaKippurim not going to help. You have to ask your friend. So when we say Kol Nidre on Yom Kippur, we have to remember that we say it in Aramaic. We have to be mekaven for all the vow, all different things that we took on himself, even if we didn't mean it. We done it 3 times, it's like a hazaka. When a person do the same thing 3 times, remember we spoke about it once, there is a hazaka, even that he didn't mean it, it's considered like a vow. You have to have it in mind. And we ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu to forgive us for all of this. Sefer Kol Nidre, the book of Kol Nidre, everyone know about it. What is it so important? If you take notice, the Sefer Kol Nidre, we don't read from the Sefer. We don't open it, we don't read it. Not like any other book, any other Sefer Torah that we take. When we take Sefer Torah and we bring it up there, we read from it, nachon? Sefer Kol Nidre we never, nachon? You agree with me? We just hold it. So I'll tell you what's the difference. That when we take the Sefer Nidre, Kol Nidre, why do we have to say Sefer Torah first? To remind us. And we're saying to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we accepted your Torah. We human beings. אין צדיק בארץ אשר יעשה טוב ולא יחטא. We're not angel. We're human beings. And not only that we're human beings, but we accepted your Torah. Please, remember us. Remember our father that stood on Mount Sinai. And in the merit of them that accept the Torah, please forgive us for all our sin. there's another opinion that when a person sees Sefer Torah, he starts shaking, his heart starts beeping. And that will help him to do tshuva. Now, this very important thing that we have to do with the Sefer Torah, and with that I'm going to conclude. When a person walks with Sefer Kol Nidre, try to hold it with 2 hands and try to give it 7 kisses. 2 hands and kisses 7 times. Why? The Mekubalim explain every kiss that you do, and you have to do it 7 times, it's to forgive us for the most common sin that a person have, zera lebatala. Everyone know what does it mean? You want to explain that, Stephen? Maybe say it loudly. Wasting. Yeah, when a person wastes his seed by mistake. Everyone understand me? These people that don't. It's very common for us. We're all human beings. It's come to tell us that avon karet, by you doing 7 kisses, you're fixing all of that avon karet by holding it with 2 hands and kissing it. So when the person that have the honor to carry the Sefer Kol Nidre, try to get hold of it. Any question just before we finish? There's more. I prepared 2 pages. We didn't manage because the time is too short. We're going to say Kaddish.